I similarly haven't made a connection in a very long time. I have not connected with somebody in a very long time, which is not just talking to somebody, a little bit of banter, a little bit of small talk. It is not just that. And the thing that I've been thinking about so much lately, because it is incredibly important, because eventually I am gonna want to go out and make friends, is the fact that I missed out on 18 and 19 years old. Do you know what that is? To miss out on that important gap. I assume that's an important gap, an important space in a person's life, because in between being a minor teenager up to 17 and then being an of age adult is the in between, where you're a teenage adult. You're a teenage of age person. So the fact that I missed out on the part right after high school where people are adults and people are doing certain things, having certain out of school experiences, because I never had out of high school experiences. I never, ever, 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 ever did anything with any classmates after school, outside of school hours. Ever, ever, ever come out of our way to do something during spring break, summer breaks. I was never, although I wanted that so, so badly. Year after year after year, time after time after time after time, it never happened. So on top of that, I didn't get that summer after high school. Like I've talked about, that infamous worst summer ever. Okay, I'm really starting to get annoyed, because why, if I'm screen recording, this thing is turning off? Like what, bro? Anyway, I didn't get that summer. So when you fast forward to 20 years old and a girl is about to be 21, me not getting that 18 and 19-year-old experience took a lot from me. I care more about it in a learning type of way, learning what people are now capable of at my age. Because, okay, I didn't get to truly experience teenagers for real. I have talked about Nick on my podcast before. I have drawn him in my scenes before, and I talked about him on season 1. So I never really got experiences with people. So now I wanted to, 18 and 19 should have been a time for learning experiences socially and in places wise, as well as knowing what people are capable of. What, how do people lie at this age? How do people maintain friendships at this age? How do people communicate? What red flags do I look out for? Because since I didn't really get a full good friend experience when I was younger, now I'm obviously gonna skip out on yet another year, which is 20. So it's so crazy. I don't know a lot of things. I never thought I would become this little princess that doesn't know how to manage certain things. I'm naive now. I really don't know certain things, and I can really be fooled and be tricked very easily in certain spaces. I haven't practiced being a friend, much less being a good friend. In so many scenarios, by the time I'm around people, I'm so tired. I'm so annoyed. I'm so emotionally stressed that I cannot deliver any goodness. I'm staying to myself. I'm not gonna go to you. I'm not gonna engage too much in asking you how you are and asking you all these questions about yourself. I'm tired by then, especially if it's a place that I go to with my parents or even just with one of my parents. I'm tired by then. I don't want to have these conversations, or there's something happening later that is going on and I hate it. So I when I want to start making friends, which I don't even know how I'm gonna start that, I actually was thinking about like going to a park and just asking someone to come with me somewhere. So I really don't know how I'm even gonna start this, because who is gonna say yes to me? This is another thing. By now, people don't have the time anymore. At 17, when I was in high school, I knew not to collect any information. I knew not to get any contact information, phone number, social media, because I knew that I was not going to be able to maintain that. I knew that by the time that I was going to be able to, they already moved on. They don't care anymore. They don't have the time. They're working. They're focused on this. They're focused on this. They don't live here anymore. It's actually reminiscent to my podcast episodes in season 1 and season 2 when I talked about friends and how I didn't get those experiences and those chances. Like 1.1, I just can't stand the summer. Actually, maybe not that one. But over here, 2.1, a summer delusion. Really talking about how deluded I was and how disappointed I was because of that infamous 2023 summer. I purposely did not get contact information because I knew I wasn't going to keep up with it. Me not being able to be a good friend is also a struggle because now with that, I didn't get to practice at 18 and 19. So now I'm going to talk about my red flags way later because I'm just thinking to myself, I was thinking to myself that people aren't going to be comfortable really telling me what's wrong with something or actually want to do that, better said, want to tell me what's wrong because I don't have enough energy in myself or positivity in myself to really listen and to really care. Because it's hard. There are so many things that are going to be negative in life. But because I already come from a place that has so much negativity all the time, I'm extra tired. Even for the healthy kind of negativity. I also wrote down that I'm tired of spending time with people. I don't know exactly what I meant by that. I guess I'm tired of being around people for certain things that people usually do multiple times in the week or multiple times in the year by themselves. Spent so much of school. Spent so much, I don't know what that meant. Oh, wishing I got movie days as well. Sometimes I just wonder, what would it be like watching a movie with somebody? That's never been an experience that I've had. And I don't even know if I'm going to have it anymore. I'm going to get a little deeper into the emotional roller coaster when it comes to wanting experiences with people. And now that passion kind of just dying. And I hate that for myself so much. But what would it be like watching a movie with somebody? What is it like being with a group of people, being with a group of friends, truly being with a group of people where I feel comfortable with each one of them? Not only 2, not only 3, but all 4 of them. What does it feel like? Because the last that I knew about friend groups and groups of young people was in school. The only references I have, that I'm sure are outdated for my age group now, is that there are friend groups that are just casual, that we're just here to spend time with each other. Other friend groups that don't necessarily like it, fake ones basically. And I also don't want to deal with spending time around people that would embarrass you, because that's a huge thing for me. When you're a sheltered person, there is so much of the world that you don't know. I'm not talking at all about memes or artists or movies, even though those might count, but more regular life stuff. There are a lot of things that you don't know that you won't necessarily learn by looking it up or just by scrolling on it on social media. So those things, I don't want to be embarrassed by those things, but I am going to understand. This person thinks it's a little weird that I'm 21, not knowing this, not have experienced this. So what can we really do about that? I never get a chance to be with the neighborhood kids. When I see them on their bikes, on their scooters, no matter how old they are, talking to each other. We've really never befriended any neighbors. It's so crazy. I never got that typical Brooklyn experience. I don't know if that's an older typical Brooklyn experience, but I never ever got that. I also wonder, how good of a friend am I gonna be? Are people gonna have the patience to deal with essentially my journey of becoming a friend and becoming a good friend? Because I'm gonna be new to this. Not everyone is gonna have that patience for you, and that's completely understandable. And when I was digging a little bit deeper on the fact that friendships and everything else, as long as my parents are in it, they insert themselves in something, it's not gonna come out right or it's not gonna work at all. How can you possibly try to control your child's relationship with somebody that you're treating them as a mime? Don't say this, don't act this way about this. My parents are the type of people to ask me, especially my mom, in a more negative way. Ask me later on after they saw me talking to somebody. It doesn't matter their age. What did they ask you? You better not have told them this, right? Or if they ask you this, make sure to say this. What did they say? Did they mention anything about this? I don't want to form, and that's why I act so. Why? One thing about me, I am not myself with people. I'm stiff. I have a higher voice. I'm uncomfortable. I'm dazed. Although being dazed is also about me constantly being, I don't know, wishing for the future to finally escape, or I don't know. But I am not myself around people, especially and most importantly when my parents are physically present, or people who are connected to my parents in any way. They knew them, they know them, they see them or see them on the regular. It's impossible for me to be myself around people like that. And for me to even talk to those people too, I look like the most closed person in the world because I don't want certain things to make it their way back to my parents. So this is tough. This friendship situation, not having made a connection in a long time, this is really tough. It's so hard. I really never ever thought that I would be this helpless and lack of passion 20 and 21-year-old wishing she had friends, because I don't even have a roster anymore to pick from. I'm not recent 18 or 19 for me to be choosing people that I used to go to high school with. I don't have anybody. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully I start making, by connection, a starter connection, I really just mean somebody that I can just be myself around after years, months of not being able to be myself around people. So maybe years at this point. So hopefully in November I make my first connection as an adult.